So we'll sing this song. Today is the appearance, जे पानीलो प्रेमाधाना नचु के पानीलो प्रेमाधाना नचु प्रभु होता गेला आचार्य ठाकुर प्रभु होता गेला आचार्य ठाकुर Patita Bhava Patita Bhava Eka kale thoda gila Anale pasi Anale pasi Otha Gele Brahmo Esabasang Ita Eko Ito Ila Isabasang Ila Eko Ito Ila Sesangana Paya Yadota Mada Yadota Mada Orima Pratu Sinani of Chena And Prabhu Acharya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare,
Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Lord Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Lord Prabhupada ki jai. Om Agyante Virantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Reva Kadamani Dadani Swapadam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanam Tam Sajam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Dev Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsham He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusude Devi Pranamami Hare Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gauravanda Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripa tamaham vande Shri Guru Dina Tarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwan Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshakari Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Sidhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhuve Namaha. Well done.
Yeah, I'll get.
Have we discussed about Bhakti Saraswati Thakur in the past? We have discussed in December.
I think recently.
In the class here only, right?
Yeah.
You're the only one who remembers. Bhakti Saraswati Thakur.
I'm sure Baba Maharaj, were like Bhakti Thakur. I remember that we both discussed on different recently.
Huh? Huh?
Appearance day of Bhakti Thakur, we discussed Bhakti.
But never discussed Bhakti Saraswati Thakur.
Maybe last.
But not recently.
Not recently.
I don't remember.
Okay, whose son was he? Quick life. Whose son was he? And he was spiritual master of? How many disciples he had? Well, how many sannyas disciples? They say like 8 or 11.
How many?
Few, 8 or 11.
8 or 11.
Something like that. But none of them fell down. And he gave sannyas only to Brahmanas. They all were great souls. All opened their own Gaudiya mats. But it broke eventually. Okay. Where was he born? Huh?
Yeah.
Yawat? How Yawat came to your mind? Yeah, he, in his spiritual form, as Nana Manji Manjari, he appears in Yawat. Yeah. So where was he born? Jagannath Puri. How many have been to Jagannath Puri? You have been to Jagannath Puri. Okay. There is a house of Bhaktivinoda Thakur there. 1 mile from Jagannath Mandir. And it is right on the main road. What is the name of the main road? You remember? Yeah, it's very wide. I mean, imagine 100,000 devotees goes on the road. So how wide the roads would be? Very wide. So on the same road. And what were some of the initial signs? Why Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur appeared? Because Bhakti Thakur was praying for a son who could fight upper sampradayas. And after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings, they were lost and Bhakti Thakur revived. But Bhakti Thakur felt himself alone, felt himself like unqualified to be able to fight with all the oppositions by himself. So he was praying for some help. And that's how Saraswati Thakur appeared. He was the fourth son of Bhakti Thakur. There were some signs that were visible. What was his name initially? Vimla Prasad. Okay. There were some signs when he was born that he was a great devotee. One of them was the umbilical cord of mother was like a Brahmin thread on him. I mean, he got wrapped in that umbilical cord, and that was like a Brahminical thread. So Bhakti Thakur was surprised to see that, oh, this looked like a Brahmin already. And then we know how he received the mercy of Lord Jagannath, how his mother put him and garland fell on him. And then very soon after the appearance of Saraswati Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he moved to, that time Bhaktivinoda Thakur was living in Jagannath Puri during those instants. And we know his daily schedule. We know his daily schedule. Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Jagannath Puri. So then he moved to, that time he was in the peak of his Krishna consciousness. Because he was in Puri and he was trying to fight so many oppositions and it was very difficult. That's when he prayed and Saraswati Thakur appeared. And then he moved to Calcutta and he built a house from scratch in Calcutta, which he named as Bhakti Bhavan. And his son naturally moved with him. That's where he found the Kurma deity in the Neve and he gave it to Saraswati Thakur to worship. He was a lifelong brahmachari. Another person recently we celebrated his appearance was last Sunday. Narottam Das Thakur, great personality. You heard about Narottam Das Thakur? Narottam.
All the Vaishnava bhajans.
He sang, a song when Narottam Das Thakur.
Most of the Vaishnava.
Yeah, this song he sang in separation because when he was in Keturi, his dearmost associate was Ramchandra Kaviraj. They spoke for some time and then he left back to Vrindavan. Then the news was received that he left his body. And Narottam Das Thakur felt no purpose of living because like close Vaishnava Sangha. And they always would preach together, Ramchandra Kaviraj. That's when he wrote also Ramachandra Sangha Mage. Narottam Das. He mentioned that I'm aspiring for association like Ramachandra Kaviraj. And then later he heard the news of Srinivasacharya also left the body. And then he felt like completely uninterested in living. Just like after the departure of Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami felt like, I don't want to live. And very soon, within a month, he departed after Sanatana. He did not come out. Likewise, after the separation of Narottam Das Thakur from Srinivasacharya Ramachandra Puri, he actually entered into Ganga and melted into milk. He told his disciples that put water on my body. So they started putting water on his body. And as they were putting water on Ganga water on his body started melting into milk. And then he had two parties, one party this side, one party this side. They were loudly chanting the holy names of Krishna. And as his body was melting, they were putting water on his head and shoulder. They started crying. So they didn't want to put water. They didn't understand the passing of Narottam Das Thakur. But then they know that this is Guru's instruction. He said, don't stop putting water. This is my instruction to both of you. He's very close associate. So then his body started melting. And then it is said that Ganga water mixed with milk, mixed with the tears of those two disciples, that together became the Samadhi. It's called Sheer Samadhi or milk Samadhi of Narottam Das Thakur. One of the Samadhi, in one pot, the Samadhi is in Keturi, and another Samadhi in one pot is in Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, there is a temple by Jayanan Goswami. What's the name of the temple? There is a samadhi of Srinivasacharya. There is samadhi of Lokanath Goswami. There is samadhi of Ramchandra Kaviraj. And there is samadhi of Narottam Das Thakur. Narottam Das Thakur Guru was Lokanath Goswami. Lokanath Goswami told him that you go out and preach. And he said, can I come and meet you? He said, no. Just you serve Guru by serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's how you serve the Guru. And great pastimes of Narottam Das Thakur. How the first God Purnima festival was celebrated in K2B. And Mahaprabhu descended. And how he great pastimes of Narottam Das Thakur. So Saraswati Thakur, he moved to Puri, and then he was very intelligent. He was from his childhood, he was very interested in hearing Krishna Katha from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, kya personality? He would write all his books and he would give lectures every day. They were very driven. And he had 11 sons, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Only one son would sit in every class of his father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Then later on, his father moved to Navadvip area. We know when we discuss about Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That time, Saraswati Thakur, naturally, he was in college. So he could not go with his father. But time to time, when he would go during his college off, he would go and stay with his father and come back. Or if father will go for Tirthayatra to Vrindavan or to Puri, then he would take Saraswati Thakur and bring back. But he was bound because of his schooling and his college. Saraswati Thakur was also driven to share the message. Very interested in Krishna consciousness. So he started a club. His father would start Namahatta center wherever he would go. So Saraswati Thakur, although he was living in separation from his father in Bhakti Bhavan, he started a group of only those people can join the group who will take the vow of lifelong celibacy. And then it is said, except you know what you survive. Like my Guru Maharaj says, when he was in New Vrindavan, there were many brahmacharis, and he said, somehow nobody survived. I was just alone at some point of time. It's very difficult. Then Saraswati Thakur also, I think at the age of 5 or 6, he became Sanskrit scholar. And he learned the whole Bhagavad Gita. Later on, he also is mentioned as Shrutidhar. Anything he hears, he would remember. Very intelligent. That's what God with Babaji Maharaj said, you're too intelligent, I will initiate. Too intelligent. Later on, he also took interest because he was in college, right? So he has to study. Later on, he also took interest in astrology. He became like expert in astrology, and he started writing magazines on astrology. That became like reference for all the astrologers to refer to for astrology discussion. And as he was and he started group on astrology also. So he was also driven in his own direction, but he was most of the time away from Bhaktivinoda Thakur for a longer time. Then he met his Guru Maharaj, aspiring Guru Maharaj, Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj at Navadvip. When Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Jagannath Babaji Maharaj, and Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, they would together associate. And in between, when Saraswati Thakur would go to Navadvip, from Calcutta to Navadvip, that's when first time he met him. He was very much impressed by Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur told him, don't return back home until you get initiated. So then there is a whole story we heard, so I'm not just very short. So that's how eventually Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj said, I will ask Lord Chaitanya. Then he said, yeah, I asked him, but he said not to initiate you. So then he said, okay, then I will enter Ganga. Then he said, okay, I'll initiate you. And then what was the name that was given to him? No, that's after sannyas. Shri Varsha Bhanavi Devi Daitaya Das. That's what pranam mantra is. Shri Varsha Bhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namah. So Varsha Bhanavi is daughter of Vishwabhanu Maharaj. Varsha Bhani Devi Daitaya means beloved of daughter of Vishwabhanu, which is Krishna. So it's basically Krishna Das. Usually Prabhus get the name Krishna Das, generally, but in different ways. So Rishabhanvi Devi Daitaitas, that was the name he received. You heard about mango story, very famous mango story. Then what else is there in that time? Yeah, he did not take the college degree. When he was in last year, he said, I would not take degree because he was such a scholar that everybody was very impressed. So he thought if I get the degree, then that time having a degree in a college like that where he studied was like so many women would like to marry him because of his scholarship and his fame and his intelligence. So last year before the degree came, he dropped out. So that like, oh, he's a dropout. So nobody will be attracted to him because he wanted to live in a lifelong brahmachari. Prabhupada told Jayavadaka Maharaj that you become very fat. Prabhupada told him. So that because you are very beautiful, so that no girl will be attracted to you. Jayavadaka Maharaj, Jai Guru Dev. Prabhupada blessed Jayavadaka Maharaj that you will have 60,000 disciples. May you have 60,000 disciples. And I think we already crossed the list. So Saraswati Thakur then, after he dropped out from college, then for his living, while he didn't go this direction completely, he started teaching Sanskrit to the son of a king. Just teaching, and that's how he will make some living and maintain his basic income. Yeah, eventually he, as the transformation was happening more and more, like the awakening was happening deeper and deeper, that happened actually by reading Bhakti Thakur's books. Bhakti Thakur would give him the books like Jaiva Dharma, Kalyan Kalpataru and others to edit and check for any mistakes. So he would read and get a lot of mercy from his father. And finally he decided to dedicate his life. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur also took him to Jagannath Puri. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur built a cottage near the Samadhi of Haridas Thakur. And Saraswati Thakur would live with his father in Puri for a short time. And that's how he was very much inspired by Haridas Thakur of chanting 192 rounds. And that's when he took a vow of chanting 1 billion names of Lord Krishna. And how many years it took him? Chant 1 billion names. And where would he stay during that time?
Outside.
Yeah.
10 years, right?
Yeah, it takes around somewhere above 9 years, around 192 rounds. And between, while chanting, he would do many other activities. He would not just sit and chant. Even that, Vaishnava conference, Brahmana and Vaishnava, when the cops threw the lotus feet water all over the audience, that happened during those 10 minutes. So he would go, he would associate, but mostly his goal was not 192 rounds every day. His goal was 1 billion names. Till that time, nothing else. Before that, even one of the devotee Kunji Bihari Prabhu, he came, he wanted to share the message of Krishna consciousness. He came to Saraswati Thakur and he said, not now. Don't you see Gauranga, they will do everything. You go away. So first he actually said that. He was very austere person, Saraswati Thakur. How he would perform Chaturmas, and he was very determined. Actually, if you eat prasad, anyone eat anytime non-offered food once in a while, or no, never it happens. So you take a vow, never I will eat such things in my life. Next day also same thing.
I think probably it is inevitable sometimes.
But see the determination. Today I was meditating on determination of Saraswati Thakur. It requires a huge determination. Even if we take a vow of chanting 1 billion names, tomorrow our determination will go away. How much time can we retain it? How much his determination was great. Just meditate on Saraswati Thakur determination. Chaturmas, how he would eat like a cow. You heard that? He would like boil the rice and whatever comes in. He would not touch the food with the hand. He would do like this, bend one time, how much ever rice he could get. That was his food daily. During Chaturmas, 4 months. What kind of determination? It's so shameful, actually. One mango. And this is not like American mango. In American mango, if you say no mango, that's okay. Anyways, who wants this mangoes? But Indian mango, I like. And then it is said that he was short height, but he has a very big head. And he was very humble. Always he would say, I am an offender. I am unqualified. And then when it comes to Upper Sampradaya, he would like a Simha Guru. It's like, sometimes soft and sometimes like a thunderbolt, perfectly visible. And actually, he is an eternal associate of Srimati Radharani, who came just to assist Bhakti Thakur or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. Also, Saraswati Thakur is one of the prominent Vaishnava Acharya because Bhakti Thakur, he wrote many books, but not many centers. And Saraswati Thakur, he took it to the next level. Then Bhakti Thakur tried to excavate Mayapur, but the work was half done. One of the last instructions Bhakti Thakur gave to Saraswati Thakur before he departed is establish Mayapur. So that's why he would live in Mayapur and then in Calcutta. And it is said he was the first one who built the road to Mayapur. And he would invite a government officer. And he was very revolutionary. When he invited a government officer, then he arranged meat for him. He asked his disciple, cook meat. They are like, Gurudev, let's just do it. So he was revolutionary in his approach because he wanted to please the government officer so that he can give permission to build the road. So he was very relevant, but he knew what he wanted. It's kind like very unpredictable. Like we cannot understand the activities of great souls. There is a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Great souls activities we cannot understand. Then he lived in Mayapur Dham for almost 10 years. Then after 10 years, he took sannyas. And he was so revolutionary. He was the first person who took sannyas. After Mahaprabhu, no sannyas. Rupa Sanatana Goswami, they were all Babajis. Ghosh Babaji Maharaj, Jagannath Babaji Maharaj. Nobody would wear saffron other than Lord Chaitanya. Like after Mahaprabhu's time, nobody would wear saffron for 200, 300 years. 300 years. And Saraswati Thakur started this saffron culture. Many things he started. Saraswati Thakur made initiation into two. One is Harina, one is Brahman. Before that one. So if you see, very revolutionary, like starting many things, great and contribution to our Gaudiya Vaishnavism, Saraswati Thakur. And then after his 10 years, then he went to Kunj Bihari Prabhu. He said, time has come, let's start. Kunj Bihari Prabhu gave a lot of money. And the first place he started his preaching is from? Where he started his preaching in Calcutta from? One Ultadanga Junction in Calcutta. And there he stayed for almost 18 years. That was his base primarily. And after a few years of his preaching there, he would give classes there every day, Bhagavatam classes. There is a room, there is a chair of him, most of the things. Like basically Gaudiya Math started from there and it was the longest year Saraswati Thakur. He would go all over India, come back. That was his base. Just like, some of our Guru Maharaj, they all have their own bases. Like my Guru Maharaj is Chapati as a base. He would go all over the world, then he come back. But we know that Chapati is like kind of his base. So every Maharaj has a base. Like Ramapad Maharaj, Chicago. So likewise, his base was one Ultadanga Junction. Whenever he would come back, go travel and come back, travel and come back. And after a few years, that's when he met Abhay Babu and gave the instruction. So Saraswati Thakur established Krishna. Bhakti Thakur brought the teachings back, which was completely lost. Then Saraswati Thakur spread in India. 64 mutts he opened. And Srila Prabhupada opened 108 temples across the world. So that's how it spread it in parts. India and then all over the world. What else? And then during his last time he was in Puri, then he actually ended untimely. He gave many. He would do yatra also. That's also what Saraswati Thakur started that concept of yatras. In Bhakti Thakur, he would just go alone. And he went only twice. Saraswati Thakur would take all his disciples to Vrindavan. And that's when some yatra would happen, Prabhupada would join those. You heard about many pastors. Prabhupada joined the yatra. Many things, or many of our culture, Saraswati Thakur is the base. And imagine how much responsibility he had, because Gaur Krishna Babaji Maharaj departed, Bhakti Thakur departed, Jagannath Babaji Maharaj departed. And he was alone with the responsibility of the whole teaching of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one man. And he fought against so many oppositions. There were instances when somebody tried to kill him. Then one of the disciples of Saraswati Thakur, there was an instance where one person gave the cops some money, and they told him that we will kill this Saraswati Thakur and don't come to the site. That's all. They give a lot of money. And they came and told him, there is a plan to kill you. We took the bribe, but we cannot cheat you also. We needed some money, so we did that also. But we will not come, but we are warning you. So with his disciple, he gave that disciple a sannyas cloth and took the white cloth, and he ran away. Later on, they caught the disciple, and they found out that he was now Saraswati Thakur, because he was preaching very aggressively. And he was very driven for preaching. And this is his instruction, that if nobody comes, preach to 4 walls. And wherever he would go, travel, even by train station, he would sit in the station and start Bhagavatam. So he was constantly, whoever he was meeting, he was preaching. He was practically following Jar Deka Tare Kam Krishna Upadesh, wherever he would travel. Very influential personality. He departed on January 1st, early in the morning, and he asked one of the sannyasis to sing the song. Shri Rupa Manjari Pada Sei Mora Sampada Sei Mora Bhajan Pujana Sei Mora Rasa Nidhi Sei Mora Pancha Siddhi Sei Mora Jivira Jivana. So this is about glorifying Rupa Manjari, because he serves at Anvya Jnana Manjari and he serves under Rupa Manjari. I mean, we are all Rupa Nukas in one way. There is one more story where there are many sources with Thakur, where one brahmachari was staying in a temple. So Saraswati Thakur was traveling, he came back and he asked, where is the brahmachari who was staying in the temple? And they said, oh, he is getting married. He said, what? And you heard that story? And then he said, where is he getting married? When is the marriage? They said, today. Take me to the marriage site. I want to be present there. So he went there and he was about to take the feras. So he told him, come, you remain brahmachari, don't get entangled. So he took him from there, brought him back to the temple. And then he said, you take sannyas. He took sannyas, lifelong sannyas he did. He told him that in your yoga there is sannyas. So if you have temporary desires, don't worry about it, they will go away. So he brought him back. One of the disciple had a chronic disease, so he can leave the body at any time. So his mother was calling him that, that brahmachari, that you were away from us throughout your life. Now come and we want to serve you, and you can die at any moment. So he was feeling separation from his parents, that brahmachari. He asked his Guru Maharaj. So Thakur said, don't go. So stay in Dham and leave the body in Dham. That is most auspicious. Anytime you can leave the body. You don't know how much time you have. If you go in with your mother, then out of affection for your mother, you will remember her and you will get entangled again. You have lived your whole life in renounced order. Now, this is not the time to go. That's why when somebody leaves, we don't allow family members or children to go near to that person, because if the person remembers them, then naturally, that will be the result next life. So we don't allow any parents or anybody related by any relationship to go near to that child. And just devotee chanting Hare Krishna. So if he sees his eyes and open, then all he sees is devotees chanting. Especially devotees whom they don't have some affection from bodily perspective. Then it's good, then you only remember the holy name. So he said, no, don't go, stay here and leave the body here. But he was feeling the great separation. Then Saraswati Thakur got inspired that he will leave the body in few hours. So then he told him that you go to your mother now. So he was very happy. So they put him in a train and he left Navadvip. And then while he was on the journey, he left the body in the train. So then devotees asked Saraswati Thakur that he was about to leave and you asked him to go. Then Saraswati Thakur said when he was here, he was remembering his mother. But when he was in the train, then he was thinking in the last time I should be in Navadvip Dham. And now I'm here and leaving the body in the train. How unfortunate. And he was remembering Navadvip Dham. I wish I was there. So although he was externally in a train, but he was always remembering Navadvip Dham. So he went back home, back to Godhead, because you are where your consciousness is, right? So he was in Dham. But when he was in Dham, he was constantly in his hometown. So Thakur arranged in such a way that one instruction that comes from there is have faith in Guru's order. Sometimes you don't understand the inner purpose of Guru's order, but it's always beneficial for the disciple because they are our well-wisher. They always see our true benefit. And then Saraswati Thakur was very much disheartened because devotees were fighting amongst each other, quarreling. And they were, after some time, there was one, I think Kunjbihari Prabhu only. He gave his lifelong money to Saraswati Thakur, and with that money, Saraswati Thakur asked him to build a temple, Bagh Bazar Mandir. And that was like, initial was like, one Uttarakhand Junction is like a small temple. Now it is acquired by ISKCON. But then Bagh Bazar Mandir is also in Calcutta, but big and marble temple. And I think sea or ocean facing or whatever, river facing. This is some nice view there. I never went there. The Bagh Bazar was there. So that's when devotees started fighting for rooms and various other things. So Saraswati Thakur was disheartened because devotees were fighting. So he told Prabhupada there is fire in the mud. It is said because he saw quarrel amongst devotees, he lost the desire to stay longer. These devotees, they somehow go by their own desire. Like we see, like Narottam Das Thakur, he decided time to go and let's go to go. But he stopped. Haidas Thakur, he just left at his will. I want to leave now. Nobody can stop that. So Thakur also decided, I want to leave now, and he left. Because they come by their will, they go by their will. They're not governed by karma. They don't come with destiny in hand. He was in Puri, but he left the body in Bagh Bazar Mandir in Calcutta. Then his samadhi was brought to Mayapur. His samadhi is there. That is the headquarters in Mayapur. It's called Saraswati Gaudiya. He got the name Saraswati, Sidhanta Saraswati, from his astrology teacher because of his intelligence. Saraswati is goddess of learning. And when we say Namaste Saraswati Devi, what does Saraswati Devi means?
What is that?
No, Saraswati Devi is Bhakti Saraswati Thakur disciple. Prabhupada Pranam Mantra. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachar. Disciple of Saraswati Thakur who is doing Prachar of Gauravani in Paschatya Desh. What does Paschatya Desh means? Paschim Desh means? Paschim Desh is Western. And what is Purnam Desh? Or Uttara Desh or Dakshina Desh? So Prabhupada established Krishna consciousness in Paschatya Deshatari. In Western countries, he spread Gauravani, Prachari, and he removed impersonalism and wordism. Did we cover major events in Saraswati Thakur's life? Anyone remembers any events, major event that we forgot? He gave himself the name Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. His Guru gave him the name. Vishwabhani Devi Dahitaya Das. He gave him the name Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur is my name from now. Very revolutionary. Anyone remember that we are missing in his life? Major events? Image Prabhupada at Ulta Danga Junction on the top. Prabhupada's friend, what was his name? Prabhupada's friend. Remember his name? Anyone remembers his name? Prabhupada के दोस्त कौन थे? चलो कोई दोस्त थे. Anything else? Yeah. Or He ended. Oh, I think in his 50s or early 60s. Very early age.
Also took sannyas diksha also with Bhakti Siddhanta.
Prabhupada took sannyas. He was a grahastha, no? When Saraswati Thakur departed. Then he took sannyas from Bhakti Pragya Keshav Maharaj. There is, Prabhupada was living in Vrindavan in Radha Madhur Mandir. So Bhakti Pragya Keshav Maharaj has Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj. He was Shiksha Guru. Bhakti Pragya Keshav Maharaj was Sannyas Guru. So this Maharaj has a Gaudiya Math in Calcutta. So Prabhupada took sannyas in Calcutta from him. Prabhupada was, he said, I didn't want to take sannyas, I was forced to take sannyas. He took Vanaprastha, but for many, I think 8 to 10 years, he was a Vanaprastha. Anything else that we have?
Two questions. I don't know whether it's time is there.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just thinking that generally we don't believe in astrology and all that. Like,
No, we believe in astrology,
okay.
but we don't refer to it.
No.
But we believe it. Like Prabhupada said astrology is a material science. It's not a spiritual science.
Correct. That's what I think. We just don't go and show anything.
Yeah. But it is a true because it's a Vedic science, but it's a material science because these are material planets. It has nothing to do with spiritual world.
Correct. Yeah.
It's all like demigods, they run these planets. And demigods have influence on us. So that's why our life is influenced by demigods. But if everything is in the material world, so Prabhupada did not encourage. What's your question?
No, I mean, I was just wondering that I think even because Saraswati Thakur was so scholar in the, the astrology and other things, but how much we are, because whatever I heard and we don't really believe that one, but how we can just understand that one.
Oh, Prabhu, before the complete awakening, even it is said the pure devotees who descend, they are also called by Yoga Maya potency. They show various interest. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in a way, was very much interested in grammar. But then later on, he said, the purpose of grammar is to love Krishna and I cannot teach grammar anymore. Bhakti Thakur was very much interested in all these, Nyaya and other things. And even Christianity was very much interested. But then when he got Krishna consciousness, then he never deviated back. So likewise, Thakur was very much interested in astrology. Very interesting science. But then he never looked back at it and he was just spreading Krishna consciousness, Mahaprabhu's teachings.
And when we are saying that opposing is all the Mayavadis, he was trying to fight with the Mayavadis.
Mostly Apra Sampradayas.
Okay.
Vajan Nitaya Gaura Radhe Shyam, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. So they will make their own mantras and chant. And everybody was like Apra Sampradaya. Apra Sampradaya meant deviants who call themselves as followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but they misunderstood Mahaprabhu's teachings and they degraded her teachings. So true path to Krishna Prema was unavailable. It was lost. Bhakti Thakur revived it. Saraswati Thakur has made it globalized across India. That's all.
No, there is one more last.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, but again, we are discussing. You mentioned that this is the daughter was giving the Bhagavatam class and all, but Bhagavatam only just the translated by the Prabhupada. Right? There was which version was there? Not English.
Oh, they would translate themselves. They are Sanskrit scholars. Saraswati Thakur, we are seeing from our perspective. How can this? Bhagavatam is always existing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Rupa Goswami would have, Mahaprabhu would read Bhagavatam. Saraswati Thakur had a copy.
Yeah.
And he would give his own translation. But the disciples are so advanced, they can understand Sanskrit. If you see, go before time, Sanskrit is very common. Everybody would write in Sanskrit.
Yeah.
Now it's becoming more and more. That's why Thakur, not many books. But he would give lectures, he would read, and he would give lectures. But otherwise, Bhagavatam was there. Bhakti Thakur had a Bhagavatam. which was translated by Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, but in Sanskrit only. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur would translate many of the books. I don't think Bhaktivinoda Thakur translated Bhagavatam. I didn't see it. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur translated. He gave a purport, but in Sanskrit only. So was there a Bengali version of Bhagavatam? I don't know. But they understand Sanskrit and English. Any other question? Anyone? Yes.
But he Sidhanta Saraswati did not come to Western world, right?
He sent his disciples,
But he did,
but not to America, Europe. But they were not very successful. But he had a desire. That's why I told Prabhupada, preach in English language. So although nobody understands English in Vrindavan, Prabhupada would give English lectures. Nobody would understand Prabhupada. That's my Guru's instruction. Just revenge to preach in English language. But it's like, Mukham karoti vachala. What does that verse means? What does that verse means?
Dumb also.
Yeah. Gunga. Bol sakta hai. Pangum langayate giri. Pangum means? Langra. Himalaya Parvat chal sakta hai. So, Sanjaya, by the mercy of Sri Guru, can see the vision of the war. Likewise, Prabhupada had this instruction. So it's said with instruction comes empowerment. So Prabhupada had a very heavy English accent and people could not understand. But Paschatya Desha Tarini, Hilari over Dunya. How? Just instruction of Sri Guru. Empowerment by Sri.
Is that only teacher should tell that verse or anybody can?
Anybody can say. It's about glories of Sri Guru. Yat kripa tamaham bande Sri Guru dina tarini. One who is delivered or one who receives the mercy of Sri Guru, he can do anything. There are many impossible things people do by mercy of Sri Guru. Right? Anything else? Who took sannyas from? In the picture of his Guru Maharaj.
So he took him himself.
Yeah.
And he just added Bhakti.
Added Bhakti to? Yeah. He changed the name. Bhakti Sidhanta Saraswati Thakur. Yeah. He himself gave him the name. Some people ask him that, how can you take sannyas by yourself? You have to take sannyas from sannyasi. So Saraswati Thakur did not say, like he said, tell me one qualified sannyasi on this planet. I will take sannyas from him. Who is qualified? So he was like, straightforward. Said there is no qualified sannyasi on this planet except my Guru Maharaj. So I took it from in front of my Guru Maharaj. People were very corrupted. Now all these Babajis actually, just like sannyas got polluted. Now the whole Babaji cult was polluted because everybody follows. In India, everybody wears saffron and dhaga door, paisal, degradation. Right? That time Babaji is fully degraded. That's why you see so many Babajis wanted the body of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So what did Saraswati Thakur say? Anybody haven't touched a woman in 1 year, 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, 1 day. Anybody, Babaji matlab, they are renounced. No connection. Anyone who has not touched a woman last night can take the body of my Guru Maharaj. Nobody came forward. They were all Babajis. So if Saraswati Thakur take Babaji, na, it's like whole corruption only. So Saraswati Thakur was revolution, took sannyas. It's timely circumstances. That was essential at that point of time. So otherwise, nobody takes Babaji seriously, just like now people have lost all faith in so-called pujaris. That time Babaji is like full corruption. So, and they just like, paisa kamana hai always. Money and money and
a lot of people go to the Babajis in India. Right?
Yeah, but now after Saraswati Thakur's line, if you see ISKCON is very pure. Generally speaking, ISKCON is very pure. How? Just Mercy Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah, other than ISKCON, I think it's all of it.
Anywhere in India or anywhere, you don't see ISKCON Like whether it is grahasthas or brahmacharis doing something for money or making bank balance in temples. I mean, as much as I know, they are really like dedicated to prema bhakti. Prema chahiye. That corruption somehow is protected. Let's see how long it can remain
That's all
in the age of
Prabhupada's-
Kali.
Yeah, Prabhupada's teachings are the basic things that I can say. So when you teach anybody like basics, then obviously whatever they want to do with that will probably like go away.
If they read Prabhupada book, they will stay strong. Or in Sangha, they will stay strong.
Yeah.
I mean, our light is very, because the thing is with ISKCON, na, we have a mission. If suppose there is no mission, definitely will degrade. Because then what do we do?
Yeah.
Right now we are driven, right, to attain results for Mahaprabhu's mission. If there is no service, what will we do? Naturally, if we are renounced order and have nothing to do, then empty mind will fall down only. So Prabhupada gave them like full engagement. He would engage the disciples. Morning you go, evening you come back. So like anybody in ISKCON you see, they make sure that everybody is fully engaged. That's how Prabhupada said, that's how you can control the mind is engagement and service. You know, like empty mind, devil's workshop. Otherwise, mind will simply degrade you. So imagine if there are Babajis living in Dham, and what they have to do, just sit at one place the whole day. If anybody comes, take darshan, listen, and no preaching, then what will happen? You will naturally go for sense gratification. Degradation is Kali Yoga. So like morning program, 5-6 hours morning program only. We think like 4:30 to 9.
9.
It's like 4:30 to 9 is how much? 4.5 hours. Back. Prabhupada made it evening Bhagavad Gita compulsory. 8 in Bhagavad Gita, 2 hours. 7 hours यहीं गए. बीच में cooking करो या बाहर जाओ. So no space for you. And then because Prabhupada inspired in that way, na, the culture is continuing now. Culture continuity. So now everybody thinks like this has to be done, otherwise there is no life without it. So that's how it's protected. Okay, let's yes, bro.
In ISKCON, sannyasis we call Maharaj. Right? So there, like even Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj will call.
No, we don't call them Maharaj.
So then why the only Bhakti, the what is in the Thakur? Is it something or is it like?
Yeah, Thakur is a title. Just like Saraswati is a title. Thakur is a title. So like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur, who else is a Thakur? Any other or more Thakur? No more Thakur, only 2 Thakurs. Thakur is a title. Pandit is a title. Acharya is a title. So great personalities can give some titles. Different personalities got different titles. But none of them were sannyasis. I mean, like Narottam Das Thakur, lifelong brahmachari, but no saffron.
That's the started from the
Saraswati Thakur. Like, till the time Parampara. Saraswati Thakur is like revolutionary. पूरा पलट दिया उन्होंने, चक्रा ही पलट दिया इसका उनका. Made it globalized, institutionalized, mass devotee production, large scale devotee production. Otherwise, it was just people who come to Vrindavan, who are renounced, who have Krishna prema, come to Vrindavan, you get bhakti. Otherwise, bhakti is not available. Saraswati Thakur made it like every town and village in popular cities. Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj won't go to popular cities. Nobody would go. Only if you come to Dham, you get bhakti. Otherwise, bhakti not available. Saraswati Thakur again revolutionized by going and making his center in Calcutta. Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, I would not go for treatment also, but he made it available in all the larger cities, so common people can reach bhakti. Anything else?
What exactly sannyas means?
Renounced order. What is the question? I don't know what to say. If you elaborate your question, I'll elaborate my answer.
They should not marry.
Yes, sannyasi marriage is not allowed.
They should not spend money. Nothing should be there only.
No bank.
No.
Bank account, many sannyasis may have bank accounts. But yeah,
Attachment.
for like Rupa Goswami gave principle of Yukta Vairagya. You can use everything Krishna says. If you see Prabhupada would take full control of every penny. He would give this money for you, this. So Prabhupada did not put external principles there. In renunciation, Rupa Goswami says, true renunciation is when you don't use anything for sense gratification. So whatever money you have, if you use in Krishna's service, then you are renounced, but you can have money. I mean, I carry debit card with me. And it's not my bank account, it's a temple bank account. But I carry the card with me for gas and other things. But then if you use it for sense gratification, then there is a problem.
What's the difference sannyas vow compared to brahmacharya?
They take a vow of no marriage. If sannyasi gets married, heavy karma. Brahmacharis can get married. There is no like brahmachari don't take a vow. I mean, one can make up the mind. I want to be a lifelong initiate, but it's not a vow. Sannyas is a vow. Usually, if you see Vedic culture, brahmachari naturally translate to grihastha at 25. But then Prabhupada said brahmachari can directly go to sannyas, so brahmachari can go to grihastha, vanaprastha, and then sannyas. It's a personal choice. Sannyas is a vow.
That's the only difference. Or any other extra.
Wow.
They are given a sannyas mantra that they have to chant every day.
So they can have any kind of karma, and they can have it like for example, any funeral.
Any funerals,
They can attend or no.
they can attend or not. It's everything is based on preaching based. If it is required for preaching, you can attend funeral.
But
Funerals are okay. Many brahmachari sannyasis go to funeral ceremonies.
we can perform funeral also, for example, for mother or son.
And Prabhuji, Prabhupada performed marriages for his disciples. Completely revolutionary. Yes, Gurudev as a disciple. Otherwise, sannyasis, they don't have to do anything in marriages. You get married. Yeah, I will perform marriage ceremony for you.
This is asking
His disciples, I think.
not marriage, like
Last rites.
Last rites.
Can they perform last rites? I'm thinking if there is any example in the past.
Like for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for
I know.
His mother, does he do that?
No, he left before his mother,
Oh,
much before.
okay.
I know, like Radhanath Guru Maharaj, his mother wanted Maharaj to perform last rite for him, although he is not the eldest son. And then he put the Asthi in Ganga also, Guru Maharaj. But did he put fire? I don't know. But I don't think we in ISKCON have such a strict kind of no or anything. Anything and everything is okay. Like Prabhupada just transcended all these karma kanda principles. He did not pay attention to those. Anything that supports bhakti. Putting women on the altar. Prabhupada is revolutionary. अभी भी इंडिया में no women on the altar. You see that, right? यहाँ पे सब लोग जाते हैं. So it's individual. Prabhupada did not discriminate. He gave sannyas to non-Brahmanas. I mean, America में क्या Brahmana, right? But he gave sannyas. So Prabhupada, like Saraswati Thakur revolutionary, Bhakti Thakur revolutionary, Saraswati Thakur. Prabhupada took few further extra steps. Sannyas never leave the 7 oceans. Never go outside India. Prabhupada gave him so many. But Prabhupada never cared about those things. Whatever is favorable for expanding Krishna conscious movement, Mahaprabhu will protect.
Then, like if sannyas never leave to India, or leave India means like Saraswati Thakur, when he sent the preachers outside, he doesn't send the sannyas to.
Or sannyasis outside.
Then he also encouraged.
Yeah. Thakur, same category, revolutionary.
No, we just disconnected. The rest cannot take the sannyas.
Generally not.
Huh?
Generally not.
Generally,
No, Vilasta can
No
do
दीक्षा दी,
for one of us, there is no.
नो दीक्षा दिया। या देखो, आप लोग के बच्चे बड़े हो गए, उनकी शादी हो गई, अब आप क्या करना है जीवन में? आप क्या करोगे पैसे का, बताओ? आपका बच्चे बच्चियां अपना कमा रहे हैं, शादी हो गई, व्हाट यू हैव टू डू नाउ? व्हाई अर्न? यू अर्न फॉर लाइक यू हैव रिस्पांसिबिलिटी, राइट? आफ्टर 50 इयर्स क्या करना है आपको जीवन में? फिर आपका गोल क्या है? आपको क्लैरिटी चाहिए कि व्हाट इज माय एम ऑफ माय लाइफ, एंड इफ इट इज कृष्णा प्रेमा, then at some point of time one should be driven for vanaprastha life. But how? I think I was discussing recently Bhagavatam class, I think, about vanaprastha. So what is vanaprastha? For devotees in congregation, based on your desire, engage in full-time Krishna consciousness. It can be living in dham, it can be traveling and preaching. Most of the people in vanaprastha, they Prabhu's travel and preach, and wife under care of husband. Wife can say, हम लोग क्यों वहां फंसे रहे? I'm just saying, otherwise they live in dham. Like I went to Alachua just 2 weeks back. So there was, I was talking to Mukhya Prabhu. She's Tamil president there. So I said, Prabhu, can you show me around the Alachua farm? So she said yes. So she asked one Mataji, Prabhupada disciple, if she can take me around. So her name was Akuti Mataji. Then she said, do you know Dinabandhu Prabhu? How many of you know Dinabandhu Prabhu in Vrindavan? She said, I'm his wife. Oh. He lives in Vrindavan. She lives in Alachua. Oh, Karakanta Prabhu continuous travel करते हैं. वैशिका प्रभु ट्रेवल्स. और हमारे वो शंकर अधिकारी प्रभु और उनकी वाइफ वो साथ में ट्रेवल करते हैं. माधव प्रभु कीर्तनियर and his wife Radhika Sakhi Mataji continuously travels. There are so many people. I mean, Krishna will help us to find a knack, and Krishna will engage us. And not everybody will do the same thing. Some live in dham and serve in the dham. Some travel, sometime only husband or sometime both. Krishna will arrange. It will be based on your desire. Or you can start your own center. There are many who started their own temple and take the responsibility of own temple. Like Vaishya Prabhu started his own temple, just husband wife together. Kalakanta Prabhu and his wife just started Krishna house, just 2 of them. And there are many vanaprasthas, different part of the country, just husband wife, they start their own temple and preach. तो जब टाइम आएगा ना तो भगवान आपको रास्ता दिखा देगा. जब तक आपके पास एक डिजायर है ना कि फुल टाइम सर्व करना है भगवान का.
That's what I think. I met one of my colleagues, their parents, or Maharaj disciple, just the husband or wife, because the kids and all, everybody said they took the diksha from Maharaj and then just opened the temple in Ludhiana.
Anandhari Prabhu, my brother, he was telling Prabhuji, restaurant चालू करो तो बता देना, मुझे प्रसाद डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना है, मैं वही सेवा करूंगा, बस खाना बनाऊंगा प्रसाद बेचूंगा. वो बिल्कुल इंटरेस्ट नहीं है जाओगे. ओके प्रभु, मेरे कोई सेवा खोजो जिससे कि थोड़ा पैसा आ जाए ताकि मेरी बच्ची का शादी हो जाए. मुझे भगवान का सेवा करना है. मुझे गवर्नमेंट जॉब जाके फाइल और साइन ये सब मुझे इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. मुझे भगवान का सेवा कंटिन्यूअस चाहिए. मैंने यू हैव डिजायर कृष्ण विल सैंक्शन. कहाँ सैंक्शन करेंगे मुझे नहीं पता, पर एक होता है ना कि सेवा करना चाहते हैं. पूरा योगेश्वर का वृंदावन यात्रा वही पूरा कोऑर्डिनेट किया. जहां से वो मिलता है कूद जाते हैं वहां पे. वो हर जगह उनका हाथ रहता है. राधा को भी मतलब ड्रेसेस और जो भी है सामान खरीदना, वो लगे रहते हैं. 2 से 3 घंटा वो हफ्ते में काम करते हैं. गवर्नमेंट जॉब है ना, कोई निकाल नहीं सकता. कोई भी इंडिया जाता है ना, उनको धाम लेके जाते हैं. कभी भी जाओ धाम लेके जाएंगे. अगर गुस्सा हो रहा है मैनेजर तो बोलते हैं कि तो आज चलो डांट पड़ रहा है, आज जाना पड़ेगा ऑफिस. सिक हो जाते हैं. कुछ इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है उनको. भगवान का सेवा करने प्रभु जी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, पैसा मिल रहा है, लोन में है प्रभु जी. इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. कोई प्राइवेट जॉब नहीं चाहिए उनको, कह रहा नहीं वो काम कराएंगे प्रभु जी, मेरा सेवा नहीं हो पाएगा, इंटरेस्ट नहीं बस। मैंने कहा अब गलत आश्रम में आ गए प्रभु। अच्छा है, अभी कोई रास्ता ही नहीं है। पर डिजायर होना अच्छा है। एट सम पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम क्या करोगे, एक समय के बाद ये घर सूना हो जाएगा। जब बच्चे जाएंगे ना तो आप लोगों को घर में कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं लगेगा प्रभु जी, करेक्ट है? नहीं, मैं आपको सच्चाई बता रहा हूँ, अब समय आने तो देखिए।
इसीलिए छोटा घर लेने का प्लान कर रहा हूँ।
वो अभी नाम कीर्ति देवी हमारे नीलू माता जी, उनका ब्रदर ग्रैंड रैपिड्स में है, मूव आउट हो रहे हैं, वो कहीं कहीं जा रहे हैं, आके रोने लगे कि प्रभु जी जा रहे हैं। मैंने कहा मतलब बहुत उनका लगाव है अपने भाई से, साथ में रहते हैं तो मतलब पास में रहते हैं, पर सगा भाई है उनका वो, तो वो यहीं रहते हैं। तो रोने लगे, माता जी अभी तो भाई जा रहे हैं, बच्चे भी जाने वाले आगे जाके, क्या करोगे आप? ये संसार ऐसा ही है, जिससे प्रेम करते हो वो सब चले जाएंगे, भगवान का आश्रय तो ऐसे ही रोते रहोगे जीवन भर। क्योंकि लोग भक्तों को बोलना है कि यही सच्चाई है, इतना समय जब तक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी काम करो उसके बाद क्या करोगे आप लोग, उस पैसा क्या करोगे? अगर बच्चे आपके भक्ति में नहीं है तो वो वैसे आपके जितना पूंजी है वो कहीं व्यर्थ कर देंगे, नुकसान भी आपको होगा, इतना मेहनत भी है, कमाए भी और कर्म भी आपको मिलेगा। अगर बैक टू गॉड चले गए तो ठीक है, वहां कर्मा काम नहीं करता, मिडिल बॉडी मिलेगा तो वहां भी कर्मा, यहाँ से कर्मा कंटिन्यू होगा आपको। तो करना क्या है? जितने भी लोग हैं सब छोड़ के चले जाते हैं, राइट, सब छोड़ के चले जाते हैं। लोग क्या करते हैं कि लोग सेव करते हैं, वृंदावन में घर ले लिया, या जैसे कुछ कॉन्ग्रीगेशन ना एस्टेब्लिश्ड है, जैसे अलाचुआ में कुछ लोग रहते हैं, तो वहां पे बहुत सारे प्रभुपाद डिसाइपल हैं, क्योंकि फार्म है और हर किसी के पास सेवा एंगेजमेंट है। आपको जहाँ रहना है वहां पर आपको सेवा चाहिए ना, और कोई मुझसे बोले कि धाम में जाके रहो, अभी तो मैं तैयार नहीं हूँ उसके लिए, आई मेरा इंटरेस्ट नहीं, आई मेरा इंटरेस्ट प्रचार नहीं है। मतलब मुझे कृष्णा में इंटरेस्ट है, धाम में इंटरेस्ट है, पर धाम में रहने का इंटरेस्ट नहीं है अभी। मे बी इन फ्यूचर कृष्णा में गिव लाइक अवर गोस्वामीज, और उसके लिए उतना शुद्ध होना पड़ेगा पहले, राइट, तब शायद इंटरेस्ट आए। पर आपको अपने इंटरेस्ट के अनुसार ही भगवान आपको सेटल करेंगे, एंगेज करेंगे इंटरेस्ट के अनुसार। नहीं तो अगर बस इच्छा है ना, आप कितना कुछ खुद से कर सकते हो, बस आपके अंदर खुद से इच्छा होना चाहिए, ड्रिवन होनी चाहिए कि भगवान की सेवा करनी है। अनलिमिटेड वेज है। मैं एक वीडियो देख रहा था, वृंदावन में एक वानप्रस्थ है, वो प्रसाद बनाते हैं 200 लोगों का, और जाके वृंदावन में सबको 200 लोगों का प्रसाद बांटते हैं।
होमलेस या ऐसे
तो वृंदावन में जगह जगह साधु लोग, आप गए वृंदावन में, जगह जगह लोग बैठे रहते हैं, तो सेवा, साधु वैष्णव सेवा कर रहे हैं। तो लोग अपना एंगेजमेंट खुद, क्योंकि वृंदावन में इतने सारे लोग हैं, किस किस को क्या क्या सेवा मिलेगा, तो भगवान को इंस्पायर करते हैं, अपना सेवा चालू कर देते हैं। जैसे वो माता जी प्रभु जी रहते थे ना, जगगुरु प्रभु के डॉटर नहीं, जो भी है, क्या नाम है उनका, कीर्तनियर है बहुत अच्छे, हाँ गौरमणि माता जी। तो बस कीर्तन चालू किए वहां पे, वानाप्रस्थ लिया, कीर्तन चालू किए, अभी तो ट्रैवल कीर्तन करते हैं,
बच्चों के साथ पूरा
बच्चों के साथ कीर्तन। वो क्या है ना, सब आपकी इच्छा के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है। भगवान के सेवा में अनलिमिटेड सर्विस है। ऐसा मत सोचो कि अरे वो तो बहुत बोरिंग हो जाएगा, अगर धाम में रहेंगे करेंगे क्या। तो भगवान आपके कैपेबिलिटी के हिसाब से आपको सेवा देंगे, जितना आपको एंगेजमेंट चाहिए उतना एंगेजमेंट चाहिए, डिजायर तो आप रखो, है ना, तो भगवान एंगेज करेंगे। एक समय में आके ना आपको इंटरेस्ट नहीं रहेगा क्या करना। यार समय हो गया यार, महाप्रभु ने तो वृंदावन चालू नहीं किया। अच्छा ठीक है, एनीथिंग एल्स? आई डोंट थिंक वील स्टार्ट, इट्स 8:48 ऑलरेडी, टाइम टू डिनर। टुडे वी जस्ट टुक अ deviation. Anything else? तो जस्ट बस बातचीत कर रहे थे आज हम आज हम लोगों ने कुछ क्लास देख किया
There are small things, but it's also I think helpful.
या एनीथिंग व्हाटएवर आप जो भी आप लोग की इच्छा हो.
Dham is temple. Dham is temple.
Dham, temple is also a dham. Generally, when we say dham, like Vrindavan Dham, Mayapur Dham, Jagannath Puri Dham, और आप मंदिर में आते हो तो धाम है. अभी जैसे कई कई मंदिर में अपॉर्चुनिटी होता है कि फुल एंगेजमेंट हो, उतना सेवा हो. कई कई मंदिर थोड़े छोटे होते हैं, तो उतना अब आना प्लस लेके वहां रहोगे तो आपको फुल एंगेजमेंट चाहिए प्रभु जी. कहीं अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं होता है. तो हर भक्त का ना एक स्वभाव होता है. कुछ लोग होते हैं कि बस एक जगह सेटल होकर भक्ति करते रहो शांतिपूर्वक. ग्रेट. भक्ति में कोई ज्यादा बड़ा या छोटा नहीं. कुछ लोग होते हैं कि पैशन होता है तो ज्यादा, तो क्या ट्रेवल करना होता है, थोड़ा दुनिया घूमनी है. ऐसे नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि पैशन ही रीजन है, या तो महाप्रभु या खुद भी ऐसा डिजायर हो सकता है. कहता है मेरे पास वो है कि भाई एक जगह सेटल नहीं होना चाहता हूँ अभी इस उम्र में. जब 70 में पहुंचेंगे, अगर जिएंगे तब हो सकता है आगे जाके. पर माई डिजायर इज एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम नो सेटलमेंट. मुझे वो लाइफ अभी वो भगवान में टेस्ट नहीं है ना. टेस्ट आएगा तो एक जगह भक्ति करने के लिए आपको बहुत अधिकार चाहिए प्रभु. आप एक जगह बैठ के दिन में भक्ति कर सकते हो क्या? कितना अधिकार चाहिए. 1 घंटे बस क्या करें अभी, जब करते रहो ना, अरे कुछ और दो अच्छा, कहने का जब हमारे लिए वो क्वालिटी नहीं देता. बट अकॉर्डिंग टू योर अधिकार कृष्णा विल एंगेज. But what is Narad Muni definition of bhakti? ऋषि के ना ऋषि की सेवन भक्ति उच्चते. आप अपने सेंसेस को भगवान की सेवा में लगाओ. रास्ता बहुत लंबा है प्रभु, अनर्थस बहुत ज्यादा है. मुश्किल, बहुत मुश्किल बात है. मैं तो कल पूरा डिप्रेस हो गया था अपने ऊपर सोचा था. मैंने कहा यार इसे बाहर आना तो नामुमकिन है. ये जो अंदर जो हमारे वो है ना डिजायर अदर देन प्लीजिंग कृष्णा के अलावा सारे डिजायर हमारे अंदर. एक ही डिजायर की कमी है कि आई वांट टू प्लीज कृष्णा. वेल एग्री. आप लोग के अंदर शुद्ध डिजायर है प्लीज कृष्णा. तो मेरा प्रणाम. फिर मुझे आप लोग यहाँ के बुला रहे. एक एक्सेप्ट दिस डिजायर, आई वांट टू प्लीज कृष्णा, एवरीथिंग इज देयर. उसके लिए बहुत ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन चाहिए, बहुत शुद्धता चाहिए कि आई जस्ट वांट टू प्लीज कृष्णा. प्योर डिवोशनल सर्विस बहुत दूर है प्रभु जी. Well, agree, right? Yes. I'm the only depressed. You're in my category. क्या था बोलो. छोड़ो, क्यों सोच रहे हो ये, अपना जीवन जियो, मस्ती करो, क्यों इतना सोचो. But yeah, it's not easy. Pure devotional service is very far. My experience.
Every day doing chanting, that depression is amazing.
तो क्या है ना कि बस पेशेंस रखना है और भक्ति में लगे रहना है और कृपा पे डिपेंड करना है. कृपा से ही आगे जा सकते हैं. अपनी तरफ से तो देखो कितना हाथ पाँव मार रहे हैं. राइट. आप लोग बहुत हाथ पाँव मारते हैं, कुछ हो पा रहा है, कुछ नहीं हो पा रहा है. राइट. सच्ची से देखोगे तो कुछ ज्यादा फायदा नहीं हो रहा है. इसलिए समझ में आता है कि यार तो कृपा ही से ही वो कर सकते हैं. हो गए काफी लोग को, आप लोग को 5-6 साल तो हो गए हाथ पाँव मार, और ज्यादा हो 6-7 साल हो गए. वो मैं जब किताब पढ़ रहा था ना, उसमें महाराज बोलते हैं कि कृपा ही माध्यम है. हम लोग साधन सिद्धा हैं, पर साधना से प्रोग्रेस नहीं होगा. साधना तो केवल दिखाने के लिए, देखो भगवान मैं साधना कर रहा हूँ, ताकि वो कृपा दे दे. होगा तो कृपा से ही आपका होता है, और कृपा तुरंत नहीं आता. और भगवान दिखते रहते हैं कर रहे हो, फिर भगवान मोड़ेंगे, फिर देखेंगे तो 10 साल बीत जाएंगे.
अभी है कर रहा है
अभी फिर देखेंगे 20 साल बीत जाएंगे. चलो कंसिस्टेंट लगे हुए, कृपा दे देते हैं. इतना आसान नहीं है कृपा पाना भगवान. क्या बोलते हैं इंग्लिश में? गजेंद्र. वो भी पिछले जीवन में ना शुद्ध भक्त प्रभु जी, बहुत उच्च कोटि के वैष्णव थे. भागवतम और ये जो कॉन्शियसनेस है नरोत्तम दास ठाकुर और ये हमारे गोस्वामी गण और आचार्य और इनका जो कॉन्शियसनेस है, कहाँ है प्रभु, कहाँ है हम लोग? हम लोग तो अपने जीवन में ही खोए रहते हैं। We want to be the center, publicity, fame, और क्या क्या है, अनगिनत वीड्स हैं, राइट? वीड्स को ही पानी दे देते हैं हम लोग। कब पर ये भक्ति जगेगा अंदर से?
Sukadeva Goswami, when he was teaching in Bhagavatam, so Sukha Goswami, he would listen. So it is like a one-time grasping, that's how.
हाँ प्रभु,
There is no writing, because now
पहले ऐसा होता था प्रभु। पहले लोग बहुत तेज होते थे, शुद्धिदार बोलते हैं ना, एक बार सुनेंगे ना इंस्ट्रक्शन रहता था। हम लोग पहले चर्चा कर रहे थे कि जैसे माधवेंद्रपुरी गए अद्वैताचार्य प्रभु के घर, दीक्षा दी, चले गए, दोबारा कहीं मुलाकात ही नहीं हुई। और वहां पे कोई ऑडियो डिवाइस नहीं होता था कि रोज सुबह नहाते वक्त वो लेक्चर सुनते थे या ड्राइव करते वक्त, कार भी नहीं होता था, तो क्या कुछ हियरिंग नहीं होता था। पर एक बार जो इंस्ट्रक्शन मिल गए ना, वो जीवन भर उस पर अमल करते थे, डिविएट नहीं होते थे। दूसरा, एनवायरनमेंट बहुत शुद्ध होता था प्रभु। अभी कोई बता रहा है, हाँ प्रभु देखो ना, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी भी नहीं है, सेल फोन भी नहीं है, कंप्यूटर भी नहीं है, और इवन लाइक रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन मैन एंड वुमेन वाज वेरी कल्चर्ड। सारी माता जी लोग घूंघट पहने रहते थे, और अभी अमेरिका तो तौबा तौबा, राधेश्याम क्या है ना ये। और क्या होता है अभी, इट्स लाइक बाबा सेड, कलयुग इज बिकमिंग मोर एंड मोर एग्रेसिव टू माइंड, एंड द माइंड विल टेक दैट मच कंटेम्पलेशन होगा, और बहुत देखो ये एब्जॉर्ब हो जाते हैं लोग लैपटॉप में, मोबाइल में। नहीं होना चाहिए, मतलब devotees are good, honestly. But उस वक्त एनवायरनमेंट बहुत शुद्ध होता था, और कुछ ऐसे डिजायर्स नहीं होते लोगों के पास। तो वो स्पिरिचुअल, हमारे ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स को देखो ना, सुबह उठ के भक्ति करते हैं सब लोग, राइट? मेरी ग्रैंड मामी भी जीवित हैं, 90-95 साल की है, अभी भी सुबह उठ के श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय। हम ही लोग नालायक थे बचपन में, अभी थोड़ा रास्ते पे आने। सबका ही कल्चर है ब्रो, एवरीवन इज अ डिवोटी देयर, क्योंकि उन्हें बचपन से उनका ट्रेनिंग ऐसा है ना। अभी भी सुबह सुबह उठ के 4 बजे नहाते हैं ठंडे पानी से, और जय राम श्री राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम करते रहते हैं 5 घंटे, मारा फेरते रहते हैं सारे।
और नहाने के पहले वो मतलब जैसे उठते पहले नहा के फिर बाद में किचन में जाना या जब तक,
हाँ,
हमारा ऐसा नहीं है अभी।
और ये तो 100 साल पुरानी बात है, सोचो 5 साल पुरानी बात। कल्चर ही ऐसा था, लोग एक बार सुनते थे वही जीवन होता था। प्रभुपाद जी बताते हैं उनके समय पे हर दिन लोग सुबह दिन में काम करेंगे, और कोई फैक्ट्रीज नहीं होते थे, मास प्रोडक्शन, कोई अपने विलेज को छोड़ के भी नहीं जाता था, मतलब वहीं रहते थे लोग, गांव में खेती बाड़ी करते थे, थोड़ा पैसा आता था, ग्रेन से कुछ फार्म में काम हो जाता था। उसके बाद शाम को रोज बैठ के कृष्ण कथा राम कथा सुनते थे। रोज सभी विलेजेस में सारे लोग आके भगवान की कथा करते थे, उनको कोई पाथ नहीं पता था भगवान का, कल्चर ही है।
हमारे गाँव में कुछ नहीं था पहले, कुछ ऐसे मतलब जो बढ़ाई हो, कुछ नाई हो, कुछ भी खाली मतलब जो ग्रेन्स देते थे, किसी को पैसा नहीं, साल भर उसको काम करना है, साल में एक बार लेना है। गाँव में मैं जब छोटा था तभी भी, एंड देन इवनिंग्स मंडे एक टेम्पल में एक प्रोग्राम होता था, प्रवचन होता था, ट्यूसडे एक टेम्पल में, सैटरडे एक टेम्पल में, और ऐसे ही मतलब
कहीं ना कहीं जाते थे।
मतलब बहुत 4-5-6 साल।
जब मैं बचपन में था ना, तो माय फादर यूज्ड टू टेक मी टू सम प्लेस, वहां पे कोई उनके फ्रेंड रहते थे। उस गांव में बिजली नहीं होती थी, हम लोग कभी 2-3 दिन वहां रहते थे। मैं 7 बजे बोर होना शुरू हो जाता था, बिजली कब जाएगी, मतलब अंधेरे में क्या करेंगे। तो डर लगता था। फिर वो लोग वो लैम्प कैंडल लेके आके जलाते थे। मैंने कहा ये तो बड़ा ऑस्ट्रियर है, पापा यहाँ दोबारा नहीं आएगी, अपना ट्यूबलाइट है। और वहां क्या ना 7-8 बजे आपको सोना ही सोना है, क्या करोगे? कोई टॉर्च भी नहीं होता था, बैटरी भी नहीं होती थी प्रभु जी। कैंडल बाहर लेके जाओगे तो आपको बुझ जाएगा, उससे हवा से ही बुझ जाएगा। बोले कि कोई कुछ होता नहीं था करने को प्रभु। यहाँ पे क्या है ना, कलियुग में आप एब्जॉर्ब हो गए हो। अभी क्या होता है ना, कितनी बार मैंने सुना, हर 5 मिनट में ये चलता रहता है हमारा लिटिल मॉन्स्टर बोलते हैं, सस वो हमारे क्या नाम है उनका, भक्ति नहीं, भक्ति सामित महाराज, लिटिल मॉन्स्टर्स। कितना आप लोग सेल्फ एब्जॉर्ब्ड हो गए हैं, कभी भक्ति के लिए टाइम नहीं बचा। ऐसे में शुद्ध डिजायर क्या, बहुत ही मुश्किल है, बहुत ही मुश्किल है। ना उतना कोई मांस मच्छी, हमारे ग्रैंड स्टूडेंट में कोई नहीं खाता प्रभु, राइट? और ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स नोबडी ईट लाइक मांस मच्छी दोस थिंग्स। सब हमारा अभी तो जनरेशन, अपने बच्चों को संभालो भाई, बहुत डेंजर है। अमेरिका में पढ़ रहे हैं वो लोग। पेरेंट्स अभी डिप्रेशन में जाते हैं बच्चों को देख के, अरे यार ये क्या बच्चे। पर ये तो होता जाएगा प्रभु। हंसी बातें सोचे, मेरे बच्चे तो अभी तक सेफ।
कि बच्चे मतलब पेरेंट्स को देख रहे हैं या
यही होप है कलीयुग में। मैं कॉलेज जाता हूँ ना प्रभु जी, देयर इज नो अमेरिकन इन द कॉलेज हु डज नॉट टेक वीड्स। आप लोग ने वीड्स का नाम सुना है? वीड्स नहीं सुना, मैंने भी नहीं सुना था। मैं सर्कल में नहीं गया। अश्विनी माता जी, अनंत किशोरी माता जी, उन्होंने डिक्लेरेशन किया हमारे मैनेजमेंट मीटिंग में, प्रभु जी we will stop it for any westerners now, no western preaching here। इतना फ्रस्ट्रेशन हो गया। मैंने कहा माता जी आपको कंपैशन बढ़ाना होगा। बढ़ाइए थोड़ा। प्रभुपाद जी का लाइव सुनी, प्रभुपाद जी क्या करते थे। क्या डिग्रेडेशन है प्रभु अभी अमेरिकन वेस्टर्न कल्चर में। नोबडी विदाउट इंटॉक। अभी जो लोग रहे हैं उनको बोल रहे हैं फिर अब बाहर जाके रहो, अभी थोड़ा शांति चाहिए बहुत, थोड़ा 1 साल का स्टॉर्म हो गया अभी तो। अब जाइए आप लोग यहाँ से, कहीं बाहर नहीं। सो डिफिकल्ट टू डील विद देम, सो मच पैशन, so much energy and such strong people. It's not easy to deal with them. How Prabhupada dealt with them, that's great.
10 times more than this people.
One person chanting 8 rounds Western, he came to me and he said, Prabhu, please pray for me. I want to come out of my bad habits. I said, bad habits भी आपके पास? बोलते हाँ प्रभु। मैं क्या करते हो? मैं स्मोक करता हूँ। मैंने कितना स्मोक कर दिन में? लगभग 100 होता है प्रभु।
100 cigarette.
हाँ, 100 स्मोक एक दिन में।
Every 10 minutes he goes out.
और 8 मारा करते हैं। 100 स्मोकिंग, ऊपर से वीड्स लेते हैं। somehow Krishna's mercy, अल्कोहल छूट गया है। ये कल्चर है। लोग टैको ट्यूसडे में आते हैं, कुछ बोलते हैं, अल्कोहल का स्मेल आता है पूरा, और सॉक्स भी पूरा। मैं कहता हूँ जी सॉक्स नहीं पहन के नहाने का भी कल्चर नहीं है। ये कल्चर है, क्या कल्चर है। केवल परफ्यूम में जीते हैं लोग। वो पास आते मैंने कहा दूर से बात करो। फिर क्या है, मैं सोचता हूँ नहीं, बॉडी के ऊपर मत जाओ, बॉडी जी वो सोले भगवान को शब्द को चेंज करना चाहिए कि तीसरे को दूर निकल आ रही है ना, थोड़ा एक्सेप्टेबल बनना पड़ेगा। मतलब वेस्टर्न कल्चर, वेस्टर्न में उसमें जाओगे ना तो आपको देखेगा कि इंडियंस आर ग्रेट, नहीं तो आपको पता नहीं लगता उनका वैल्यू ग्रेट। इंडिया में
Yeah, I thought it was Holland. There also, I think they are pumping into the top different way.
very different. But anyways, okay, thank you very much। प्रभुपाद की जय, आनंद कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि। We miss Mahaprabhu today somehow, but I miss Mahaprabhu today. But that's okay. That was Lord's desire.
There is one question I have. Always that question was there. Why?
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. We'll end the Zoom here. Thank you. Hare Krishna.